Hey fam, welcome to the kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how I make my favorite lunch wrap. You're going to have lunch with me and I'm going to answer all of the questions that you sent me about my cooking. Okay guys, so I'm going to make my favorite lunch wrap. I just chopped a little bit of romaine and what I do is I mix it with some dressing. This is Newman's Own light Italian. You can use whatever you like. I like an Italian dressing with this specific wrap that I'm making. So I just put a little bit to season the lettuce. So it's not so plain within the wrap, and then mix it up. So I'm going to answer some of your questions about cooking today. Now, the one question I got asked the most is, do you cook every meal fresh? No, I do not. I'm a big fan of meal prepping. I got these sun-dried tomato wraps at Aldi's. You guys told me to go to Aldi. If I'm saying it right, Aldi, and these are great. Yeah, so I do meal prep a lot. I will roast a bunch of veggies ahead of time, cook some beans, cook a chicken to have in the fridge for the week. So that's what I do. And then sometimes I'll cook a protein fresh or make some pasta fresh. I'm gonna start this wrap. This is sun-dried tomato. I'm starting with this buffalo ranch hummus, which is one of my favorites. I love anything buffalo sauce. This is one of my favorite hummuses. It's a good brand, but you can use any hummus. And there's a lot of flavor in this. So I just spread this around the bottom. Now I give a generous amount. I'm into like a lot of hummus in this wrap. Tastes really good with the veggies. So yeah, I like to, my favorite go-to like prep ahead meal, I would say, is either make a whole chicken in the oven or in the pan, and then I'll start out roasting some veggies too. So they are always in the fridge. I can use them at any meal for any side. And I'll do the same with sweet potatoes or regular potatoes. So I kind of like to keep the veggies cooked in the fridge or chopped up like this for lunches. And then, yeah, I don't make everything fresh, but I would love to. I did during the pandemic before Sophia was born, but I can't really do that now. So I'm adding cucumber on top of the hummus. Then I love to cut up bell peppers and snack on them and also put those in the wrap. They make it nice and crunchy because you don't want, like with the lettuce and like a salad wrap, you don't want it too soggy. So I like to put crunchy things in there. Otherwise, just a bunch of lettuce inside a wrap. And then I go ahead and put some of the salad on top. I just eyeball my amounts. Because sometimes I get too much in there and then I can't wrap it. So we'll see how this goes. Feta cheese, one of my faves. I actually chopped this up because my husband got it from the Greek store. So it wasn't like already crumpled up, but it's better quality than the already crumpled ones. And then I have some, I love the spicy peppers. I know, I said this last time. I'm a big fan. And then a lot of you guys asked how I got Sophia to like vegetables. I think I started out like giving her one thing at a time when she was little, still mostly eating formula. I would give her a little taste and then she seemed to like it. I would either roast the veggies with some olive oil and a little tiny bit of salt and pepper. But before she was 1, I really didn't use much salt at all. She did not need any added salt as a baby. But as she got older, then I started just giving her what we make. So I use salt, pepper, and olive oil for most of my roasted veggies. And maybe I should do a video showing you guys how to roast them. And I have cornichon, if I'm saying that right, but I really love a little pickle, a little garlic hit in the wrap. These are divine. I love pickles. Not everyone loves them, but you can just stick with the cucumbers if you don't like pickles, or the peppers for some extra crunch. And I'm also gonna add, I did cook some of these chickpeas yesterday, so I'm just gonna add some of these in too for extra protein since this is a veggie wrap. Oops. I'm gonna try to wrap this. I hope it's not too full. It might be. Someone else asked, do you cook or eat a new meal every day, or do you repeat? We do repeat, especially if, like, I like to cook a lot and have leftovers just because it saves a lot of time because we're busy, and no one really minds the leftovers too much, and we can make them in different ways. I tend to like make things that are flexible, so we don't always have to have the leftovers the same way, especially if you're cooking like a whole chicken. I'm just gonna put this, it's getting messy. Getting a little messy. So yeah, we definitely repeat. I don't cook something new or different every single day, but I do enjoy cooking, and I wish I could do it more every day, but it's just hard. It's easier to dirty the kitchen, cook everything at once, and then we have food for a few days. Okay, so here's my wrap. I'm not the best at putting it together, but it works. So here we go. Here's my lunch. Ooh, here's my lunch. I'll get better at that. And now I'm gonna go to the table and answer more of your questions. Hi guys, okay, I just have my wrap made, and I actually made some iced tea. I made some wild zinger berry iced tea. It's herbal. I love iced tea, so I'm gonna be drinking that and answering the questions that you sent me about cooking. So one of the best questions I got was, how do you get Sophia to like vegetables and eat veggies? I think because we season everything. I season it with salt and pepper, olive oil, and I do that if I steam it. Sometimes I'll use butter, but my favorite way to have veggies is to roast them. So usually I roast most of my veggies on 400 for anywhere from 20 minutes to 35 minutes, depending on the veggie. I just coat it with olive oil and salt and pepper, and you know, it usually turns out sweeter and a little bit of brown, so it tastes so much better than steaming or, you know, just sauteing. So I think that's why my wrap kind of fell apart when I picked it up, but we'll try. That buffalo sauce. Okay, that one fell apart completely. Might be too hard for me to eat on camera. So the other side's good, so I'm gonna do that. So yeah, roasting veggies, perfect for kids. I think it brings out the sweetness in the veggies. So I would try that and have, you know, try their favorites. Like if they like broccoli, if they like zucchini or squash, sweet potatoes, maybe start with sweet potatoes. Most kids like those. I do a lot of peppers. Sophia loves peppers and onions. And they're sweet too. So, you know, try whatever you like. Cauliflower is great roasted too. It's like a different vegetable when you roast it. Okay, I'm just gonna go through the questions. Any meal ideas for 15 to 20 months? I'm losing steam over here. Trust me, I get losing steam. I would just, at 15 to 20 months, anything that you're making for your family is what I would make. And I would just cut it up small, make sure it's soft. I mean, especially if they're able to chew or have any teeth, they can chew with their gums. I would do that. I would just do what you're cooking and then get them used to it. I think once you start doing meals for like just for the little kids, they get used to being catered to. And I mean, that's nice, but it's harder then to get them to realize like I'm eating with the family and I'm eating what the family eats. So that's my advice. But at 15 to 20 months, Sophia was having a lot of like roasted veggies mixed with other things like chicken, fish, beans, stuff like that, rice, pasta. And I would just, you know, season them differently to try to get her used to different flavors. And like I would give them a little bit of chicken, roasted chicken. They can dip in a little sauce that they like. If they like dressing or a sauce that you like, some honey mustard, something that's good for them. And it's kind of fun for them at that age to do that. Sorry, I don't have one off the top of my head, but maybe you can always do like, I like to do any kind of like meatball for them at that age. It's still soft and easy. So you can do turkey meatballs, regular meatballs, chicken meatballs, and it's kind of fun, you know, fun shape for them too. So I would try that. And you can always add veggies to your meatballs. I just get a bag of slaw and then I'll add that into the meatballs just to add extra veggies. So you can do that to hide the veggies sometimes if they don't like them. Okay, next question. How did you learn how to cook? Where did you get creative cooking recipes? I usually just Google things. I love to watch the Food Network, so I definitely get so many ideas from the Food Network. Some of my favorite shows are The Kitchen. I love Ina Garden. I have some for cookbooks. I have a lot of cookbooks too that I look through to get inspiration for. But I get creative because like lacking all the ingredients for certain recipes. So sometimes I'll just Google the ingredients I have and it spits out an idea, and then I can alter it depending on what else I have. So yeah, and I've just always been a creative person and loved food. So I think about it a lot. I think about what tastes good together, and what I like to eat. The other thing that I love to do, this wrap actually came from this idea. I used to get a wrap similar to this when I worked in the city in an office. We would always get lunch from this place. They made this wrap and I fell in love with it, the hummus veggie wrap. So that's how I just started making it on my own at home. So I get ideas from places that I've eaten too and try to recreate things if I can, if they're not too hard. But I didn't ever have any training in cooking, just learned from doing it. Grew up with my grandmother, watching a lot of cooking shows. She cooked for our family and watching the Food Network. But I basically learned by doing, if that makes sense. This wrap's gonna get messy. Okay, do you have a Thermomix? No, I don't have a Thermomix and I don't know what that is. Okay, but I have a Vitamix and I love that. I actually won it, a recipe. They had a recipe contest and I entered it and they picked a few winners and I won a free Vitamix, so I was so excited. And they also sent a hand blender, an immersion blender. I love that too, especially for soups in the winter. But I don't know what a Thermomix is. I'm guessing it's just like a mixer of some sort. What are your family's 3 favorite go-to cuisines? Okay, we love taco night or fajita night. I usually roast or saute veggies, brown peppers, like I'll brown onions, peppers, zucchini, yellow squash, sometimes mushrooms, and then I'll make shrimp or chicken or beef, and then, we can make a fajita night. Then everyone can top it how they like. We really love that. We love Mexican food. I would say that, souvlaki is my husband's favorite thing to make. So he makes a lot of like the pork skewers, or things on the grill. And then for me, I love to cook like roasted chicken or chicken. Like I always get chicken with bone in, skin on, because it's the easiest to not mess up. It's the most forgiving. Same with pork chops, bone in, so much better. So much more flavor, easier to not mess up or overcook. And I love salmon. We do a lot of salmon, like just heat it in the pan, sear it in the pan. And I love to do like a blackened rub, or I got this spice from Trader Joe's that I love. It's chili lime. It's so good on seafood. So I'll make shrimp in the pan or salmon in the pan with the chili lime seasoning, to die for. Okay, how do you like your Zojirushi rice cooker? Is it the 3 cup or the 5.5 cup? It's definitely the 5.5 cup. And I saw that you do steel cutouts in it as well. Yes, you can do oatmeal. You can set it overnight to have it ready when you wake up, so the steel cutouts are all cooked. And then you can just add berries, peanut butter, whatever you like. It's so awesome. We love that. Sometimes I steam veggies in it. I've cooked chicken in it. The rice, any kind of grain, makes it so easy. It prevents you from like burning it or accidentally taking your eye off of it if it's simmering on a pan. So much easier. And the best part about it is it distributes the water evenly. So after it's done cooking, you let it sit for like 10 minutes and it definitely makes the best rice. I love that thing. Do you avoid processed food on purpose? Did you have the same philosophy when raising Alexandra? Yes, my husband kind of got me onto that. I watched a few documentaries too, but he kind of got me on that, like whole foods. He's Greek and Italian, and where his family is from, people live like the longest, the blue zones. So he's really all about whole foods. So I try to do that as much as possible and make things that I know I'll like this wrap. I'm not a big veggie person, but I'll eat them in this wrap or in a salad that I like. If it has the right veggies, I'll do it, or roasted. I love whole foods because I feel better when I eat them. But I really, really do love bread and things like that too. So it's a balance. I love candy, but we try to avoid processed foods for the kids a little bit, but we eat everything. We're not that strict. We have pizza night. But it's kind of all about a balance, right? If like my groceries and the things I'm cooking at home are really healthy, then when we go out or we have like a weekend where we'll have a treat or go to the movies or something, you know, that's fine too. But we try to like just do a most of the time approach. Like most of the time we don't have processed foods, or most of the time we do plant forward meals. So it's easier to eat whole foods when you're eating plants like fruits and vegetables. Nothing strict or anything. We don't have a strict diet. It's just like a most of the time approach, and that really helps. Also, I do a lot of whole foods because my husband has ulcerative colitis, and it's just helpful for him to eat healthy. So we really started to eat healthier once he got diagnosed with that. Do you have a specific food rotation? Do you avoid repeating foods in a week? I do have a specific food rotation where I get the same things that we always like, but I try to change it up. We go to different stores, which helps change it up. I also sometimes do Home Chef or something like that, a meal kit delivery service where you'll learn how to cook a different meal or something that you didn't think about putting together, just to break up the monotony. Like next week I'm getting Home Chef because I was tired of the things that I always cook. So yeah, I mean, we do have the same thing. It's always like chicken, salmon. Someone said you guys are always eating salmon. Yes, because we love it. So yeah, I have a rotation. I don't really do like a meal plan where I plan ahead every single thing we're gonna have every night. We do definitely do a lot on the fly, but I think it's because we like to just be spontaneous, go shop. You know, we're home with Sophia, so it's kind of easier for us to do that, like, oh wait, let's just go shopping today, and then for the next few days we'll make this. So I don't plan out the whole week at once, but I try to do planning before I'm shopping. So if I'm ordering on Fresh Direct, I'll try to plan before I'm shopping. These are the meals I'm gonna get ingredients for. Same if we go to another store. I usually have a list, and then we also get additional things from the like meal list, snacks and things like that. But yeah, I don't have a problem repeating. If your family has problems eating the same things like every week or even with the leftovers, try to make things that you can make into different things. Like if you're having your chicken, then, you know, have chicken and veggies one night with potatoes, and then the next night make tacos out of that chicken, or put the chicken in pasta. Just try to like change it up if they're sick of the same things. I'm lucky that my family doesn't get bored that much, but I understand that it definitely can be hard to think of meals. Google is my best friend when it comes to that. Can you please share some of your recipes? How do you cook the beet and other vegetables? I love that you taught Sophia how to eat well. Thank you. I bought the beets cooked already, actually. They were great. It's a brand called Love Beets. They come in the refrigerated section of the produce department. So easy. And then I just cut them up. I love to roast veggies, like I've already said, and cook them in a pan to brown them as well. Brown food is good food. I try to remember that. Not burnt food, but brown food tends to be sweeter. It brings out a lot of nice flavor. So that's usually how I prepare the veggies. And sharing some of my recipes. I'm terrible at following recipes. I kind of like to season each ingredient, taste things as I go, and just like, because of experience, you just start to put things together like anyone does. So I'm not the best at measuring unless it's like baking and I have to. So I'll try to do more videos of like, this is what I do, and it won't be an exact science, but it'll give you maybe a better idea of how I prepare things. So I'll definitely try to do more of those. Okay. My favorite thing to do for meal prep, I definitely meal prep. So I will cook many veggies in the beginning of the week when I get my grocery order, and then we just have them in the fridge so people can have them for lunch, add them to salads or sandwiches. They can have them as sides for dinner, and then I'll just prepare the protein. So the sides are already ready, so much easier. So I'll do sweet potatoes roasted, cook some rice, and then do a bunch of veggies. Then we have sides and healthy things. It's easier for me to eat healthy if it's already ready in the fridge. Otherwise, I'll wanna order takeout or, you know, do something that's not as healthy. Okay, last question. Do you give Sophia a new dish every day, or do you cook, for example, for 2 days? Just said that, I do cook for multiple days. Sophia doesn't mind eating the same thing for lunch. Like she eats lunch a little bit earlier than I do. So every day she wants avocado toast. And I want to try to change it up for her so she doesn't get stuck on only having avocado toast. So I'll make eggs with it. I'll make an avocado pasta sometimes, or avocado rice with different veggies and meats. I try to change it up, but she would live on avocado toast if I let her right now. It's definitely her favorite, along with berries. So I try to change it up for her because she will ask for the same thing every day. But I don't mind giving her like the same thing once in a while. It's totally fine, especially if that's what she likes. And then at dinner, she usually just eats what we're eating. So that's kind of how we've been doing it so far. Okay, that's all the questions about cooking that I got. And hopefully I will be able to do another one of these soon if you guys like them. And I'll answer another category of questions and we can have lunch. See you soon.